one of the first shared universes I got into as a younger kid. Some of y'all might not know nothing about this, but Batman the Animated Series was that fire, and same with Superman the Animated Series. This same universe ended up joining together, ended up forming the Justice League the Animated Series, and Justice League Unlimited. But in all honesty, I just wanted an excuse to talk about a character on the channel that y'all seem to love, Zatanna. She's one of those characters that lacks screen time, so I'm just trying to find an excuse to talk about her more. But since she's a magical related type character, she's one of the most versatile characters, no matter which version of her we're talking about. Whether we're talking about the main comic book her or the animated version of her I'm talking about today, she's just usually versatile. Surprisingly, she appeared in Batman the Animated Series. It's hard to get an idea of her raw power, but she seems to be more hacksy than just raw power than anything because she's versatile. She's one of those characters that don't need physicals, but we've actually seen her one-shot knock out this guy, for example, with one punch. It's one of them situations we don't hardly ever see her interacting physically. She doesn't need to. She's not afraid to slap a... Like they even say here, physicals is not her specialty. Just like the comics in this universe, she does this thing known as backwards magic. She says something backwards and it happens. Her main only limitation seems to be Cersei in this universe, to where if Cersei does a spell on somebody, she can't reverse it unless Cersei does it. Another sorcerer being. Yeah, this is Cersei. There was implications here. If she does her backwards word magic, she can take down a barrier, but I guess her weakness is like closing her mouth. Her classic wand that can similarly make it light so they can see. What magic person can't use a crystal ball? Of course, she has this to watch past events like a television. It seems like her hat and her wand is her gear. Speaking of her hat, it's like a pocket dimension. Like it can fit a large amount of stuff in it, even though it's small. You see how she uses her hat to make you basically a prison. Teleport the warlock to a mysterious dimension using the hat. She may use her wand, but she can do magic with her finger without necessarily using her wand. Like in this particular case, lighting candles, aka fire manipulation with her magic. She can do spells to reveal locations, of course. She can make stuff be revealed. She can do spells like, say, illusion fade. Doing her backwards magic, she can make monsters appear, even if they're not real, to scare people as a joke. She seems to not skip a leg day, because she can just jump decently high, if we're being honest. There was this panther that she had to dodge a couple times, and she's pretty slick, like the time she handcuffed Bruce without him noticing. Who needs to fly when you can literally teleport? That's what Zatanna did. Same with teleporting an item to herself. Just like this. Summoning items out of absolutely nowhere is what magic people do. Imagine being a magic person that can't use telekinesis. Like we literally see her use telekinesis here to pull this chair. We didn't get to see much of this versatile ability, but she seems to have blast power, one could say energy projection for like destructive type of stuff. Like we literally seen her summon some energy out of her hat here. In this occasion, you can literally see her doing energy blast, blasting this being back with energy and made his power inactive. There's implications she can do weird stuff like making her hand giant enough to grab somebody in the crowd, then make him small, then use her wand to turn him back to normal size. I mean, we've never seen this happen like in a fight or something, but imagine being in the middle of a fight and her giant fish just come out the blue to punch you, right? Not to mention it being bigger would be scary. She can transmute stuff, like turning this table into a cage to lock this tiger in. You guys remember these parademons, you know, Darkseid's minions in the Justice League Unlimited series. We actually seen her turn stuff like this into birds that are harmless. We literally seen her create popcorn out of the freaking blue. Or one could say at least summon it. She can just say pockets empty and your pockets get empty. It's hard to really get an idea of her raw power output because she doesn't have many showings or not many showings of how much she can lift, but we know she's lifted a piano, which can mean there's a possibility she can lift 900 or even 1,000 pounds with her magic, of course, not necessarily her physicals, because we straight up seen her throw a table multiple times and chairs with it, and a grand piano that's pretty big, you know. So at a bare minimum, we don't have much to go off of, but she can at least lift up something that's 900 pounds or 500 plus pounds with her magic telekinesis, one could say. There seems to be some limitations on this DC animated universe version of her because she implied she couldn't match powerhouses like Wonder Woman. These comics literally stated on panel to be as seen like on Cartoon Network from the Justice League Unlimited series. Like they have comics, yeah. And she's right here. But even though we don't have much to go off of, I think it's fair to say when it comes to most vehicles she can destroy, I would even go as far as saying as her blast power can devastate entire houses. Based on occasions like this, when we got to see her energy projective type of ability, when we actually seen her blast one of Darkseid's battleships, and it's implied she blew them up. We all know Darkseid. These are definitely not normal material. For her to be able to blast these away, it lets you know she more than likely can blast away a building or buildings with her blast power. It's just obvious at this point, right? But it's not much to go off of, you know? She can literally say magic bonds dissolve because Dr. Fate and other powerful beings were actually bound and she helped get them out. See, it's moments like this where we can kind of speculate or get some theory on what her possible high-end destructive power could be, possibly. The fact that she was able to dissolve something Dr. Fate had issues getting out of, that could give you some idea of her power level in the magic user range in the DCAU, even though this show treated her like she wasn't really a heavy hitter like that. Like, it's obvious we can't compare her to DCAU Wonder Woman because they're two totally different type of characters. Wonder Woman's a powerhouse. She's not really a physical specimen. The best way to compare is like a magical person like Dr. Fate or something. And how does she rank compared to him in this universe? I just want to give you guys a friendly reminder that Dr. Fate has shields that are powerful enough to withstand punches from Superman that's amped up in this universe. He actually was pretty buffed here. He was possessed. Moments like this can kind of maybe give you an idea of Zatanna, even though she's technically considered not a heavy hitter in this universe, apparently. It was even stated in this universe that this Superman of DCAU could turn the world into ashes. That's part of the reason why the demon had its sights on Superman. He said, Superman should be vulnerable to my magic. It's not. The demon strengthens him. So his shields can still kind of withstand punches from Superman that's powered up by a demon, more than likely not holding back. I'm just giving you an idea of how strong Dr. Fate is in this universe. The fact that Zatanna was able to free him from something he couldn't get out of can kind of give you an idea of Zatanna's possible potential or power that the show hasn't really explored for her. And Dr. Fate was able to consistently shield from a Superman powered up like this. Keep in mind that Superman that's got good defenses to magic in this particular situation, Dr. Fate still has enough raw power to bind powerful beings like this. This can kind of imply that, yeah, he is a heavy hitter, Dr. Fate in this universe. And Zatanna freed Dr. Fate from something he couldn't get out on his own. You know, just a friendly reminder that Superman, when he's not possessed, he can move planetoid, along with Green Lantern, of course, they can move planetoid-sized moon-type structures with their raw strength. This moon feat is even reiterated when they talk about Superman has tremendous strength to be able to move the Earth's moon. Fight beings that can hit with the force of a whole planet falling on your face. Via speculation, you could theorize her true potential. What do you think? I guess you could speculate that she could be able to move a planetoid like the moon, maybe, in theory. Your theories are more than welcome, of course. I mean, we can take it a bit farther. Even if she's way weaker than the powerhouses of this universe, apparently via her magic and stuff, you could still theorize that DCAU Zatanna could be a planet shatterer based on the fact that this universe version of Superman has withstood stuff that can blow up stars. Of course, this feat happened in this movie. You can check out my Superman DCAU video for proof of that. So you could definitely theorize or rank her much higher. There's a good possibility she could be way above planet shattering levels, even in the DCAU. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Yeah, I know this is a short one. She lacks screen time. There's nothing else I can do. Doesn't have much to go off of. But I hope you respect her still of this universe. Respect Zatanna of Justice League, DCAU, Justice League, the animated series version of her, you know. But before I get going, I gotta say a quick thanks to the donators. Helps out a lot. Respect Zatanna. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.